Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the talk show Uplifting Communities with John and Miss Jane.
Hey!
And I tell you, we got a show for you guys today, and I want you to just kick back and listen because this is some very, very good information that's fixing to get in your ears right about now. But before we go any further, I would like to ask Miss Jane if she wouldn't mind taking the pleasure on bringing our special guest on.
Absolutely. First of all, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us. And just remember, if you're listening by phone and you want to join the conversation, all you have to do is select one and you'll be added to our queue. So thank you for joining us. This is a great topic. Miss LeVonne has been on here once before when she was, getting started. I believe it's been many years ago. But we brought her back because this is an important topic. Things are changing. She has an event, I believe, coming up or has came up. And we just want to talk about the environment. This is a subject that it affects our community, but we don't discuss it a lot. So we're going to have a great time together. But before we get started, Miss LeVonne Stone, please tell the audience a little bit about you, sweetheart, before we get started.
All right. Okay. I'm the director of the Fort Environmental Justice Network, and we've been in operation for many years. This is a military base in Monterey, California, and it's called FOEJN. And we formed this organization to be a voice between the community, the government agencies, contractors, developers, you name it. And the base closed in 1994, and I was an employee on the base. I was a government employee, and because I wanted to find out what was happening here, I went to all the meetings as much as I could, and of course I was inspired because of the information that I was finding out about what was going to happen to people once this is closed.
So let's talk about some of the different environmental issues that you have tackled and that affect the community that people may not know about.
Okay. Yesterday we had a forum on the Community Toxic Air Forum with the United States Environmental Protection Agency from the Toxic Air Division. I was a Monterey County chief, Mr. Stanton from the Monterey County Air Pollution Control District. We also had people from the California State Air Board who also attended the forum, as well as Ms. Singh, who is an engineer, the woman engineer who came down to take part in the forum, and also a Laura Rosenberger, and she does a lot of research with a portable air monitor. And they were all here to join us in our community for this very important subject. And the reason why we put this forum on is because we have what they call prescribed burns, which means they decide that there may be something in the ground left behind by the military, and so they want to burn hundreds of acres, but they use the businesses of napalm, which is called alumigel, that helps to classify it and make it burn faster. And they also use fire retardants around the area to be burned because they said that would keep the fire from jumping the perimeter. But the fire has jumped the perimeter every time that I know about which has been burned. And so this smoke is very toxic and it's black and there are schools on this range, grade school, middle school, a high school, and now we have a university called U.S. California State University Monterey Bay. The water is not in here to drink. We have 160-acre landfill where all sorts of things are buried there, and we have lead in our soil that we painted to put on these bags. old marriage buildings, and we have this three-story marriage buildings that are still here that is going to be demolished, and that's going to put certain and a country and whatever else in these buildings in the air, and we'll have to breathe it. And the county itself has prescribed those, which means they gasoline and diesel fuel to set those fires, and we have to breathe that smoke, and they said it's to burn off vegetation or whatever it is. And we also have a lot of pesticides, and this is the ag community. So there is a lot of concern about what's happening in the air. We have loads of respiratory illnesses, kids with asthma, parents, teachers, you name it. And that's why we put this particular forum on this time.
Now, does this happen in other communities across the country? Oh, I'm sorry, John, just a quickie on the fallback on my question.
No, you go ahead, Ms. J, because I was fixing that the same thing. Go for it.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I just want to know, I know you're talking about basically right down that particular base, but does that happen across the country in other just neighborhoods everywhere that deadly soil?
Yes, this happens all across the country. Sampler 2 had this water issue that was causing cancer in people. And of course, you know, from Michigan, what's happening there with that community, and mostly African American community or poor community or whatever you call it. And I found out from a video that was sent to me that most of these things are not by accident. And most of it takes place in low-income communities and African American communities because the information is not readily available to those people. And it's because they are used a lot of times for purification processes. Like we had a spray here one time for a light brown apple moth, and we don't, it's mostly something that happens in grape growing communities. We don't grow grapes here. We grow other things, but not grapes. But we found out from the Environmental Protection Agency that it was an experimental process that was signed off on by somebody they said is new to the agency, and they called it the Seaside Experiment. I actually got a copy of that document.
Wow.
It's going to happen around the country that people are not aware of is because they are all caught up in different things in their lives.
Right.
Not really searching for the things that are going to impact their health. Without our health, we can't do nothing.
That's
and
right.
People don't know that illnesses don't come from nowhere. They come from somewhere.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah. You know, and it's sad. You know, a lot of people, you know, that's moving and buying homes on these vacant lots. And that's what my concern is. You know, like, you know, they're building all them homes all around the United States and way out. And there's a possibility that they've been dumping toxins.
Yeah. They build them on landfill. We have this stuff called liquid diffusion that comes up from the earth. And it even in rentals, this vapor intrusion, these vapors can come up and they are very dangerous. And they cause cancer and other illnesses, birth defects and everything. And nobody is still talking about these things. It's like they have tests for vapor intrusion. But you have to find out about it, you have to buy the kit and all that kind of stuff. And people can say, a lot of them say, well, our government would not do this to us. It's not that they're doing it to us. It's being signed off on by somebody because somebody else has a dream, somebody else wants to pack their pockets with money, so they get an okay from the local community or from the people to see some responsibility to go head on and act at building or property or whatever, they always say it's to create jobs. Well, here's the only jobs that being created are from the people that they're bringing into our community. What jobs? You know, the fast food restaurants and stuff like that, they're maxed out, but the good jobs are given to people that they're bringing with their projects.
Wow. That is so scandalous.
Yeah.
That is really scandalous.
So you say like Silicon Valley. Is Silicon Valley, is that a threat? I mean, is that project a threat to the communities?
The reason is that this big mega Apple plant, or Apple City, they have put people out of their homes and businesses.
Yep.
They can build this big mega city from Apple in Silicon Valley. Those people are coming, they have built big houses on corridors, sitting near the landfills, all out in Garrison where there was trains and stuff, starting at $500,000 for the month. Now we got houses they're building for $800,000. This is on a contaminated military base. They got people from Silicon Valley coming in here with money, cash money, to buy these houses. They don't know anything about them. They don't know anything about this area, and they're buying these houses. I constantly get people sometimes that will call in and ask if we know anything about the property, and should they invest or buy it. I said, well, you know, take your chances. I said, you better read that meeting. I just got a copy of a deed, and you have to go through the 5 writings to see all the stuff you have to sign off on, and what can possibly happen when you buy this stuff. And I guarantee you that most of these people don't even read this stuff. And I got something right now on my that was sent to me in an email, because they wanted me to see what people are signing off on. And it was sent by a man that was really concerned that people were not receiving the information. And he was also an yesterday. So right now, I don't have it in front of me. I was trying to see if I could find it, because it's during the hour. Let me see here. I'm going to put it in here and see if I can find it.
Well, while you're looking for it, you know, we have a lot of gentrification going on where, you know, people are, you know, like even in Los Angeles, like Highland Park used to be a very prominent black neighborhood, where now you have a lot of Caucasians moving back there, and they're not accustomed to how, you know, the black folks live there. You know, they don't want to play basketball outside. You know, we got people in San Francisco calling the police on little girls selling water. In Oakland, you know, they're taking over Oakland the same way, where they call the police on somebody having a barbecue. You know, so, you know, not only, you know, when we talk about the environment, but it changes the element of where people live as well, because when you come into a community that's already established, you can't change the rules.
Yes. Yes. And you know, we have a lot of gentrification here. The African American community, for the most part, because of the loss of jobs and careers and housing, they have been pushed out of the community. They've never lowered the rent or the housing prices, and the jobs just went away from most of them work here at this a huge space, which is part of the community. This basically leads to the San Francisco injury. And there was over 30,000 soldiers and their families living here. And the families of those soldiers are the black families who were mostly in Seaside. They were not even permitted to buy houses outside of the city called Seaside. In a lawsuit, they had to put up a lawsuit just to be able to do so.
Wow.
And we still got some of these older people here that knows about that lawsuit. So it's really trouble. We talk about gentrification. We got documents on it. We're left with this test on the entire peninsula now.
should, Ms. Stone, what people should look for, if they think that they living on a contaminated property, what they should look for? What is the symptoms? Because nobody knows,
They probably need to go to the property office where they pay their property taxes and get a document concerning the area that they live on. And they need to talk to their city officials and go to the city hall and let them know that they're concerned. Because here, one day, we had a couple of dogs, and they kept getting sick when they were outside. And she had a nice home. It was a nice healing area. And then her dog died. And then some other people started finding things, and they had the state people to come down. And this lady called me up and told me to go to the meeting. And I'm like, why do I need to go to the meeting over there at the arena? And she said, please, I'm working. So I went to the meeting. They had about 10 people from the state sitting there. And this man was talking about this 46 landfill in Monterey County. And I'm like, 46. And the people that were living in some of those houses, they were sitting there, and the man was telling them, well, we're going to have to see how much longer has to be charged if you want to clean up that land under your houses. I said, excuse me, why should they be in the Superfund program? They claim that the Superfund program is where the money will come through to help with cleanup like on Fort Ord. And why should these people have to do something different and be charged for cleaning up their own property? And the man said, well, we're going to have to walk around and talk to the people that came down from the state. I said, I think this should be an open meeting, and we should all hear what's going to be done. So he said, well, okay, I guess we'll have to change it to an open meeting, and that kind of stuff. And we still don't know what has happened with all those landfills, and we didn't even know they have them, because on Fort Ord, we have 150-acre landfill that has been consolidated, and the houses on the other side, they burned those houses down. We didn't even know they were going to burn the houses down. And we'll be asking why. They said, which was going up through the bottom. What did they say? Branches was coming in from the roof of the houses, and we found out there wasn't. It was stuff sticking up through the floor of the houses from the landfill that it was built on. That's what it was. And so these types of things are going on everywhere. But people seem to be oblivious as to what is really happening to them. So they need to go and find out. People have to stop sleeping and wake up, use their brain and their mind and notice that somebody's going to take care of them. Because that's not what they're in those jobs for. They're waiting for, most times, it's after catastrophe that they will do something. But before that time, they'll say, oh, well, we only got 1 or 2 phone calls and those kinds of things, and they won't really do anything.
Yeah.
People have to push agencies, push their elected officials all the way to the White House so they can be taken care of. And their families can be taken care of. You don't put people in office and expect them to do what they're supposed to do unless you're involved. You have to stay involved.
This is true. It was when I lived in Georgia, Snellville, there was an area where no matter wherever they planted gardens or flowers, they would just always die. Brand new property. And everybody, and they kept saying, the lady kept trying to say, you should buy this property. I said, but nothing stays alive. I'm glad I didn't buy it. But come to find out, that land was contaminated, and they were selling homes over $400,000 on there. So all those people had loans that had processed, and they had to, that became a big deal. And I think that comes to, not like you say, you can't take people for their word, especially when you're buying property. That's an investment. So you have a responsibility to yourself to protect your money, and you have the right to go down to the planning office of the city, check that land, make sure what was under it. I know when I was doing real estate, they were building houses on graves. great cemeteries. And these people, so you really have to really pay attention to what's underneath you.
Wow. I mean, yeah, this is so much of an important show right here, you know, and you know, I'm trying to what I'm trying to do is get everybody that's listening at the show is to let them know that, you know, they can do this. The same thing that you doing is the same thing could be done in their communities. You know, it's because we got people. I'm looking at the board right now. We got people from Louisiana, people from Florida, people from I think this from LA,
from across the country. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, we got people all over the United States actually watching this, listening at this show. You know, from different states, and it's probably, you never know what you living on. You know what I'm saying? And I, me myself, to be honest with you, Miss Dawn, I never really thought about it.
Yeah.
Like this house, you know, that I just bought. I've been having this house here now since 2010, and every now and then, you know, I see grass, a little like grass fixing to start growing on my roof. So I go in on and I spray some chemicals on it to kill it. But you know, and
that's not good, John. But go ahead.
Yeah, and I hear you say something. I heard you say something about somebody's you know, it's about some grass was growing on somebody, and they found out that there was chemicals underneath them or something. And
Yeah.
This is a new division. Yeah, and this is a new division where I'm at. Okay, it was built. These houses was built in 1996, and that's fairly new for homes. You know, and no telling what they done put under here.
Yeah.
Whether it's a landfill, a dump site, or something, because when those gases come up from the ground, it's not just coming for nothing. It's something probably very rare, like in Preston Park. We have a burial site where they put chemicals in barrels or whatever, and they bury them in the ground.
Right.
And those chemicals are coming up through the soil, and it's called carbon tetrachloride. I think it's one of the chemicals, and it does not have, it has kind of a sweet smell, they said, or even no smell, and that stuff is coming up from the ground, entering into your house or whatever, and the surrounding areas, and they had this big device that they put in a vacant house, and they put big tubes down there that's supposed to be sucking up the material from the ground to kind of build something that had never shown that it was effective at getting these chemicals out of the ground. I'm telling you, there's some stuff that people need to be aware of.
Absolutely.
All about it. While they having fun and looking at that big screen, 60-inch TV and all that kind of stuff. We went to this community when I was on this, when I was a member of the Agency of Toxic Substance Disease Registry in Atlanta, Georgia, with the Center for Disease Control, and the Board of Scientific Counselors. They would send a group of us to other communities. Now, we were just community folks, mind you. We were not reporting, we were special consultants. And we went to this community, I think it was in Louisiana or something. They had a meeting in a church, a United Church of Christ. It's a big church. And these residents were there. And they were very angry, and I didn't blame them. This man was cussing like shells, and you could see big knots all over his arms. And he was talking about how they built these cute little houses for low-income people, and they bought those houses, and several of their neighbors had already died of cancer. He said he had cancer. He said his neighbor's 15-year-old daughter had died of cancer, and they were very upset. These kind of thing that should not be happening nowhere in our nation. We call this America, and it's happening mostly in African American communities and low income communities.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you know, in Texas, they were talking, you know, they had this big thing in Texas because a lot of people, just everybody said, you know, you think about chemicals, but chemicals can be oil, you know, it could be, of course, improper disposing of, waste, chemical waste or solid waste. It can be leaking in pipes, hydraulic fracturing. It's a lot of ways that you can get sick. So just don't think about, oh, I don't live near Army base, so I'm not near. No, seriously, because people like to generalize. Well, I don't live where that could happen. Yeah, I'm not over there. It does not apply to me. But it is all kinds of ways that your property can be contaminated. So just because she's talking about, a military base or, different type of toxics, it can be anything because you don't know what happened on that land before it became a place where they built homes or a subdivision or a neighborhood. You do not know what was on that land prior to that. And it is a fact, and you can Google it, anybody want to challenge it, that it is primary in poor African-American black communities and places where the experiments are being, made, testing things or sprays and stuff like that are actually happening in our communities. So we, sometimes say, what is that smell? What's that smoke? And nobody pay attention. We just keep walking out there shopping, doing our thing. Oh, that's just a bad car. Maybe that's car smell, because, from exhaust. It's a lot of things going on that we don't pay attention. And I know we got a lot to pay attention to. Please do not misunderstand me. I know we got a lot to pay attention to. But however, we can't fight for anything if we're dead. We can't fight for a better living. We can't fight for black on black crime, better homes. Whatever it is, we cannot do anything unless we're alive. So you got to be conscious of that. And you can't say, well, I ain't seen nothing in my neighborhood. You ain't seen it because you're not supposed to see it. And that's the importance of this conversation, to investigate. Just check. If you don't find them, kudos. But what if you do find something? Yes.
Oh, well, this is all this kind of stuff. That's right. Investigate. Look into it. Find out what's happening. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. I wanted to let the audience know you're listening at the Uplifting Communities Talk Show with Miss Yvonne Stone. Okay, and if you guys want to say something or want to add something to this, please press 1. Or if you got concerns in your neighborhood and want to ask a question, please press 1. We want to hear from you.
Absolutely. LeVonne, you mentioned a kit. How much does those kits cost if someone wanted to get just their own environmental kit to test their soil or something? How does someone go about getting a kit?
Well, I had to call someone in New York that they could possibly get a number of kits and mail them to us where people wouldn't have to pay a lot of money from. But I never could really get in touch with them to get those kits. And I know one is called, oh my goodness, it's called Vapor Intrusion. I know that. And it might not be the name of the kit, but the stuff that's come up from the ground is called Vapor Intrusion. They found out from one of the stores here, when they start doing stores in the mall or a part of the property, they found out that it has vapor intrusion coming up in the store for the workers' store, and they had the state people and the EPA people had gotten together to say that they were going to see about cleaning up the vapor intrusion that was in the water up under the building. And that they said that the percentage was higher, but if the percentage was lower, then they could clean it up in 5 years, but if the percentage was higher, then they could clean it up in 3 years.
Wow.
So what are you saying is that, let's say somebody gonna buy a house. Let's say, for example, me, before I bought this house,
Right.
I could have went and bought a kit. I could have went and bought a kit and test the soil to see if it was contaminated.
Yep. They got some soil testing kits.
Coming up in the house, yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking at a few right now. So they got quite a few different soil and water testing kits.
And we need to break because we don't even know. We called Virginia and talked to the people who have tested the water in Flint, Michigan, and we've been trying to get them to send us some of those water testing kits where it's not just the strip and something. But the kids that they tested their water with, and the man told me he had to talk to his boss, and then I got a call from LA from this community where they had houses, where it was contaminated, a gas station and all that. This man gave me a lot of information. He said the kids from the school were getting cancer. Some of the people that worked at the school were getting cancer. And he asked me to work with him. So I called that Michigan. And then they called in, and we've been going back and forth and trying to get these kids sent out. And as far as I know, they haven't even been sent yet. But we're working with people across the country as well as our community on all types of different kinds of toxins and pollution, the climate change stuff that we talked about, the aluminum that's being sprayed out of the sky to cool off the environment. Those particles can be let out of passenger planes as well as other planes. You don't need no special planes to reduce these aluminum particles that is changing our air and skylines and all of that. So there's a lot more on that people really get into and find out about and just looking at the world trends and all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
Where people buy these kits from?
It's a lot of companies right now I'm looking at online, John. It's a lot of different companies. Like they have a soil contamination kit for professional soil testers. They have like the companies that she's mentioned, but you can also Google. Not to cut you off, Miss LeVonne, but you can also Google. You can also Google, and there are different kits. They now some of them run up to over $1,000, but then they have some they get expensive, but you got some that for less than, you got some for $75, you got some for $40, you got some for $20. So I would suggest, so that not to put that pressure on her, that you Google it. All I did was Google toxic soil testing kits. And I'll put it on the Facebook page so some people can check it out for themselves, the website page. But you have to do your own homework. But they come at different prices. They offer different things. Some of them they're highly rated, like you can get the best results, the best test kits. And of course, the better the kit, the better the kit, the more the money. But they are available where they're reasonable. They got some for $32 soil kit, $32 for a soil kit, a rapid premium soil test kit for lawn, flowers, dirt, whatever. That one's $32. You got a water one, electric soil testing, so you test see if you got something electronic in your ground. Like she says, you don't know what was on your soil, and those electronic kits are like $30 to $40. So you have different types, but I do strongly suggest, and I'll post this page, and you guys can do your own thing on it. But the kits are not going to break you, even if you get one. I mean, I think we spend maybe $100 when we go out these days. So if you take $100 just to test your soil and find out nothing's wrong, that's a win-win to me. Because when you go out, you can't get that money back either. But if you test your soil, you can save your life and be able to go out again.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense.
With these air purifiers, now they say they got air monitors, but we've already talked to the air district, and it depends on where the air monitor is, how far how far they are, and how close they are to the pollutants in the air. So now there is a purple air monitor, which is a movable one you can walk around with. And hook it up to a portable computer. But now we're being told that we should be getting one donated from, the air district or whatever. And we have never got nothing in all these years. But I said, well, that's something at least. And it's kind of expensive, but it's not nearly expensive as what people are pleasing when they have to go and pay their own medical bills.
Yes, ma'am.
Wrong problems. And most of the time we look wrong, they're messed up. So we got to do something ourselves so that these people know that we are serious. Huh?
Absolutely.
What about people living around plants and stuff? They got a lot of oil refineries and plants, and they be releasing stuff in the air and dumping stuff on the soil. And what about those people? Do you think they should be very concerned?
Those people, yes, they feel it's bad protesters all the time, every day. The chemtrails, this was talking about the aluminum particles, yes. And there's a book called Death in the Air. Yes. And a friend of mine has this book here called Globalism, Terrorism, and Toxic Warfare. Yeah.
That's some So answer this question, Ms. Stone. Have any of the other agencies, like federal government agencies, tried to ever fight you to not give out this information?
Well, I think what they do is they won't give us grants. I was talking about this yesterday. We're doing this with no grants, no donations. We are doing this because people in our community are being paid not to work with us. The Hispanic community is divided from the African American community, and they support the system here. And I guess you know what that is. When you get one group and you make sure they get finances and stuff. And then if you are a race that makes the people, the African Americans against them, and you got something that you are concerned about, they'll just go to them. They'll say, oh, you need to go to so-and-so. They won't have to be bothered with it. But all other things, they got all kind of community organizations and stuff that get grants. They're not telling them, oh, no, you go to this one group over here. All the other nations, they're not doing that with it, but they're doing that with us.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Because the reason probably they're doing that with y'all is because y'all giving out information that they trying to keep a secret.
Exactly. That's exactly.
Well, we have somebody who want to ask you a question or say something. Let's let them on. Okay.
Okay, John, while you doing that, you know what else too, John? They gonna want to pay. Go ahead. Hello.
Yeah, go ahead. Hello, Tommy Cole, Lake Charles, Louisiana. Hey, Tommy. Hello, everybody. How's everyone? Oh, everybody's fine. Good. Hey, Mr. Brown and Mrs. J. Boy, I like to always commend you guys for the great work that you're doing. You bring folks on that open our minds and our hearts to some of the things that are going on. I like to thank you again because she has a very powerful job. I mean, you have to be concerned about people as well as yourself to do what you do. So I commend you for that too.
Yep, that's so true.
Now also too, hey, I live here in Lake Charles, Louisiana. We're surrounded by refineries. I can say that you can protest every day. And,
we have protested and argued and all those things, and these folks are buying folks homes out and stuff like that to build other refineries. Well, and then when you look at it, you just say it's a political issue. You fight against those who have the power, who have the funds, and man, it seems like even though we're trying our hardest to get these things the solutionize everything to make these things better. Well, it seems like that political world always jumps in the way. They always change this or that, and it makes it hard. And also, too, even in the 90s, they were trying to find places to bury these toxic barrels. People stood together here, so they couldn't do it. But what the government did, they go around and get folks with these privately owned lands and property, and they bury those things there. And for sure enough, when you find those areas like that, I think it would be pretty wise if you want to check the land, because many of them has been and all kind of toxic areas.
So true.
Yeah, I think that's what she's saying, Dave. That's what she's saying. They're going on and bury their toxin on these private land. Then later on, the landowners sell it to the builders, and then the builders put apartment buildings on it or build homes on it.
Right.
Yeah. And not only that, that toxic doesn't stay in one place. As it gets old, it loses its ability and composure, so it starts spreading throughout the area. It leaves that area, start going into other areas, and that's what other people need to understand too. It doesn't stay just in that one area. It starts contaminating everything around it.
They put them in concrete blocks. And they bury them in the ground in the concrete blocks. And I asked them at one of the meetings we had, I said, what happens if we have an earthquake? So there's an earthquake, and that stuff is buried how many feet in the ground, or how many feet is up in the ground, and they're in the concrete blocks. It's going to explode or whatever, and the stuff's going to come out. What are you supposed to do there? And then it was quiet all around. Nobody answered that question.
Right. Well, it's been a really, really good talk show, but everything has to come to an end. We only have 2 minutes left on the show, so I'm asking Ms. J to start closing us out.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, thank you, Connie, for calling in, and thank you for Ms. LeVonne for coming on and having this informative conversation, because we have so many things going on in our community that we, some things we just pass, our plates are full, and we don't get to talk about certain issues. So we appreciate you coming in and talking about this issue. If you had something positive before we close out to say to the audience, what would that be regarding, the environment and waste and so forth?
I would say, pay attention. What's happening in the environment is not just for what you call environmental waste and the Sierra Club and all that, because they have already said that they forgot about the people in their program. If environmental justice is about balancing the needs of the people with the care of the environment. So you need to be able to think about what is happening. Read, listen to the news when they're talking about different things. Get involved. Let's get involved for your own well-being and the well-being of generations to come, your kids and all of that. Just get involved and get some knowledge, and please stay on top of it, because this is about your health.
Absolutely.
Right.
And John L. Brown, sir.
Okay, I want to thank Miss Dawn for coming on the show today, and thank everybody that joined us, and thank you, Thomas, for calling in. And with that said, back to you, Ms. J.
Yeah, again, we really appreciate it. We try to bring stuff that is not normally talked about, or things that need to be talked about. So we hope that the information is helpful. I will post, like always, I'll post somewhere that you can get your home kit to check, so you can check it out, do your own due diligence. But we appreciate you, and like John said, we thank everybody for always joining us. We really do appreciate it. And with that said, you guys have a blessed evening, and peace and blessings, and good night.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you.